Well, we have in the studio with us Barrister Mbeseha. It's good evening, Barrister Mbeseha, and welcome.
Good evening to you, and having for having me.
Yes, it's another Tuesday, and sadly, the report of tragic losses in Amazonia continue to take a major toll. It's sad that this is the report we're getting on the ground, and it's not an isolated case. This is one too many cases. Sadly, in this neighborhood, it has happened twice already in a month. With all the militarization, nothing is being done. The wanton killings are not being prevented. Even the aftermath, these killers are not found, and nothing is done. And yet the colonial military still stayed in these neighborhoods. And we cannot help but ask, what exactly are they doing there, heavily armed, when continuous lives, Amazonian lives, are lost on a daily basis? It's sad that this story becomes the order of the day and nothing unfamiliar. I would like to get your thoughts surrounding the entire scenario.
Well, you talk about the entire scenario, which I would use the opportunity to say is not just in Bamenda. What is being reported from Bamenda is a replica of what is going on in Amazonia as a whole. Unwanted violence, death, uncontrollable armed guys in the streets. I said they are there, but the military is there. And people think that the military could bring these people to order. No, that's not the role of the military. The military is trained to fight wars. Fighting criminality is not a role of the military, because fighting criminality requires some intelligence, some strategic ways of getting the criminals, being able to identify the guns they had our places, possibly with their phones. That's not the role of the military. Cameroon has virtually just failed. The military does not maintain law and order. That's law and order gone rogue. And so they must admit that, and I think everybody admits. This did not happen before 2016. It didn't happen before 2017 until the government declared this war, which they are unable to fight, they are unable to win, and they are unable to end. That's the bottom line. Why are people losing their lives? It is the responsibility of something called government, be it a colonial government or a really government of the country. Whatever is the case, is called a government. That government is supposed to bring law and order. It's supposed to secure the people, get criminals to court and punish them if they are punished, or free them if they win the cases. Once this is the situation, everything is gone rogue. People can be shot at any time. Babies can be killed where they go to school. Something fundamentally is wrong with that government. Something fundamentally is wrong with that society. Whose responsibility is it to address the fundamental issue wrong? It is the government. But in this particular instant case, everybody knows what is going on. The government knows. We, the inhabitants, know. The sympathizers and bases in Yaoundé know. The causes are so clear. The causes are the unwanted war declared by the government of Yaoundé. The solution is well known in advance. What's the solution? End this violence through negotiations. Address the causes of the violence with whoever is doing it. Find acceptable solutions to the causes, and the violence will end. Ours is not the first in the world, but all violence around the world ends with negotiations, not with the barrel of the gun, not with untrained soldiers. The mandate they do is, you see them, there are so many classes of soldiers there. They have some they call the B. The B were never trained, were never created or trained for that type of mission. They were trained for rescue missions at the presidency. Brigade Rapid Intervention, that is Rapid Intervention Unit. To stop people from invading the presidency, not to stop people from moving from Gwen to Bali. That's not the role of the B. They don't have that strategy. They don't have. They are not even trained for that. All gendarmes who have become paramilitary force, tell us of the police force. So again, our people will continue to die, and they are dying. The government continue to go around deceiving itself. That will end the violence. It will not end the violence because they created the violence in the first place. In between, somebody is benefiting from it. Who are the people benefiting from it? Essentially, the government, directly or indirectly. Indirectly, we're told almost circulating there with armed robbers are government weapons given directly to people or stolen and sold to them. Before then, before 2016, there was no private market, such a big market for selling government arms, for distributing official arms. Even when they catch the people, they get the arms. Government arms are supposed to have numbers, serial numbers. They will not tell you this gun came from A or B or C because it will be self-implication. They're implicating themselves indirectly. And so, again, what's happening in Bamenda is just because we decide to talk about Bamenda. If you go to places like Kuma, you find similar things there. You go to Ndu. I remember I saw something somewhere where some people called Muslims were just butchering people around. That's not in Bamenda town. Why? Why? Because they are taking advantage of this government created disorder. This government created chaos. We call it government because it is their responsibility. They are a colonial government, they are occupiers. But it is the responsibility of the occupiers to bring law and order where they are occupying until they leave. The Ambazonian government in Azar has no responsibility to do that. And so, shall this thing end? It must end. How soon? We don't know. But for us as Amazonians, we want it to end today. Even this evening. We're waiting for the partners in crime, the government and their allies, to come and address the root causes of the problem. Discuss with the people who matter, then let the chips fall where they are. Those guys called unknown men, they live in the community, they know them. They come from the moon. They are not wind, they are human beings. They know them. They live and eat with people. And so they can cooperate to bring order. People will lay down those arms officially, but not in the way of DDR of Cameroon. And so again, this is where we find ourselves. Again, this is created by the government in Yaoundé. Knowingly or unknowingly, but today I can no longer say unknowingly. They might have created it unknowingly because they didn't believe it could go to this level. But 5, 8, 9 years into it, they should have realized that they did not intend to do this. It has gone beyond their own level. If they cannot do it, they have the institutions, they have the ability as a government to seek aid from friends, friendly countries, and organizations. And I may just end here. In 2009, in Communication 266 from the Banjul Court, the Banjul Court told Yaoundé, you have a problem with so-called Anglophones. You must address that problem constitutionally. If you don't have the capacity to do it, we will help you. We have the capacity as an international organization, as a continental organization, to provide you the technique, the expertise to solve the problem. That was 2009. They gave me 180 days, that is 6 months. Today, we are now in 2025, more than 15 years after that. They have not done it. The doors are still open. They don't have the ability, but they have. But there's also much you can do. There's also much you can hide in the desert. People will see you. You cannot hide in the open space. And so it has done on them. It should equally have done on their allies, most particularly the French people, France, that this thing is not what you solve by weapons. France knows that. That's why France, their closest ally, in fact, the main actor. Bamenda, whatever Bamenda, he has been to Bamenda twice in his tenure as an ambassador. Not just a military ambassador who knows the strategy, the legal entities. What do you go there to say to plead a return to normalcy. In other words, this is abnormal. If the French are telling you think that they're deceiving yourselves, if you think that you're not going to do it. And so that is what it is. We feel sorry for those people who are dying. There's very little you and me can do because we don't control the unknown armed men who are only best known to the government. Because it is the government that carries out the investigations. The government is supposed to prosecute if necessary. And if you're not doing it, you and me can only talk. But the day is coming when we shall be free. What to you?
Mr. Mbeseha, as you said, if you have a way to end the war even this evening, Ambazonians would really be glad about it if they could end the war already.